Hello smart mathematicians, let's do question 211 of algebra part 3. Right, we have to simplify this expression without using a calculator. So what do we do here? I suggest that we change our bases to product of their prime factors. The way we are doing things here may be totally different. We may do things differently here, but get the same answer. As long as our mathematics is correct, we will get the same answer. So this is just my suggestion. We may have different ways of doing things. Remember that. We are going to write 10 as a product of its prime factors. So it is 5a minus 2 times 2a plus 2, and then over 2 times 5 to the power a minus 2 times 5 to the power a minus 1, and then times 2. Remember that when we have a base which is a product of two factors, we raise each factor to the exponent. Like for example, x times y, this is a product, and then exponent is a. So it becomes x to the power a times y to the power a, isn't it? So we're going to do the same thing here with our 2 times 5 to the power a. So it's going to be 5a minus 2 times 2 to the power a plus 2, all this over 2 to the power a times 5 to the power a minus 2 to the power a minus 1 times 5 to the power a minus 1, and then times 2. Okay, and then now we can split the powers now. Remember that x to the power a plus b is just the same as x to the power a times x to the power b. Let's split the powers. So it is 5 to the power a times 5 to the power negative 2 times 2 to the power a times 2 to the power 2. You see that? And then we come to the denominator. This is 2 to the power a times 2 to the power a times 5 to the power a minus 2 to the power a. Let's split this power here. Times 2 to the power negative 1. Then we split this one. 5 to the power a times 5 to the power negative 1. And then times 2. The denominator can be factorized because we have the highest common factor, which is 2 to the power a times 5 to the power a. If you check, let's just do that. 5 to the power a minus 5 to the power negative 2 times 2 to the power a times 2 to the power 2. And then we factor out our highest common factor, which is 2 to the power a times 5 to the power a. In the bracket, if you check the denominator here, we have two things, two terms. It means in the bracket, we must have two terms. So here, 2 to the power a times 5 to the power a divided by 2 to the power a times 5 to the power a. What do you get? We get 1. And then here, it means we divide this and this goes, these two go. We remain with 2 to the power negative 1 times 5 to the power negative 1 times 2. Now we can divide 2 to the power a divided by 2 to the power a is 1. 5 to the power a divided by 5 to the power a is 1. So what do we remain with? We remain with 5 to the power negative 2 times 2 to the power 2 over 1 minus 2 to the power negative 1 times 5 to the power negative 1 times 2. 5 to the power negative 2 is like, remember, x to the power negative n is equal to 1 over x to the power n. So 5 to the power negative 2 is like 1 over 5 to the power 2 times 2 to the power 2, which is 4. And then 1 minus 2 to the power negative 1, 1 over 2 times 1 over 5, and then times 2. Then 2 divided by 2 is 1. We remain with 1 over 5. So we remain with 1 over 25 times 4 over 1 minus 1 over 5. Right, 1 over 25 times 4. Right, multiplying fraction is very, very easy. A over x times b over y. It's just same as ab over xy. So we say this is like 4 over 1. So 1 times 4 is 4. 25 times 1 is 25. Then divided by 1 minus 1 over 5 is like 5 over 5 minus 1 over 5, isn't it? 1, this should be 5 over 5 minus 1 over 5. This should be 4 over 5. Okay, 5 over 5 minus 1 over 5 is equal to 4 over 5. Okay, right, and then if we do this, we say this is 4 over 25 divided by 4 over 5. And then we tip in times. Let me just do it here. It becomes 4 over 25. Okay, say it here, it is 4 over 25 divided by 4 over 5. Then we tip in times, becomes 4 over 25 times 5 over 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. We remain with 5 over 25. Then reduce to its lowest terms is 1 over 5. Let me just show you another method here. So you can say 4 over 25 divided by 4 over 5, isn't it? So you want the denominator to be 1. So you can multiply by the multiplicative inverse of 4 over 5. So you can say times 5 over 4. That is multiplicative inverse of 4 over 5. And then let's do the same thing here, times 5 over 4. And then this gives you, and then we just remain with something which is like this. And then we get the same answer. That's another way of doing it. Right, we'll meet when we're doing question 212.